Monday morning brought a strengthening of the Polish zloty, and this despite the not-so-good mood in the financial markets. The euro exchange was below 4.7 Polish zloty per euro, and dollar quotation returned to the levels of early July. The euro exchange rate stood at 4.67 Polish zloty per dollar per euro, more than a penny or 1 grosz lower than before the weekend. The nearest support for the zloty-euro pair is the 4.65 to 4.67 zone, where previous downward correction in August and November stopped. It is worth noting that Monday's strengthening of the zloty occurred despite the deterioration of investment sentiment. Asian stock markets saw decline in response to protests by Chinese residents against the zero-COVID policy. Demonstrations, harsh restrictions and lockdowns spread to more Chinese cities. On Sunday, hundreds of people protested in Beijing and Shanghai, as well as in Wuhan, where the first cases of COVID-19 were detected 3 years ago. Protests began Friday on the lockdown-plagued city of Urumqi, capital of the Xinjiang region. More good news from Polish economy. The state budget recorded a surplus of 27.2 billion Polish zloty. That equals to 5.79 billion of euro. After the first 10 months of 2022, the finance minister has said Poland's budget revenue reached 426 billion of Polish zlotys, or 90.65 billion of euro in January-October 2022, and was 20.3 billion, or 5% higher compared to the same period of 2021, the ministry said. Government spending reached 398.7 billion of Polish zlotys, that 84.87 billion of euro in the same period, as was higher compared to the first 10 months of 2021 by 27.2 billion. According to the budget law for 2022, the government revenues should reach 491.9 billion Polish zlotys, or 104.76 billion of euro, while expenditures should be at 521.8 billion Polish zlotys, or 111.13 billion of euro. October's surplus was boosted by the central bank annual profit payout, which amounted to 10.4 billion Polish zlotys. Most of the sum, 9.85 billion of Polish zlotys, will finance the recently passed law on subsidies for coal for households. Moreover, Poland's unemployment rate remained unchanged month-on-month at 5.1% in October 22. The Central Statistical Office reported on Friday the number of registered unemployed measured 796,000 in October against 800,001.700 in September. Now to the real estate market. It seems that the lack of interest rate hike in November has not significantly changed the situation in the mortgage market. Sales are peaking, and the number of problem for potential borrowers remains the available amount of financing. The lack of the rate increase has not helped much. In October 2022, banks signed just 6,700 mortgage contracts, according to data released by Credit Information Bureau. This was one of the worst results in more than 12 years. The shrinking demands for financing is not only a result of uncertainty related to economic developments. For some potential borrowers with high and stable incomes, the way creditworthiness is estimated remains a problem. High interest rates and the requirements for additional buffer against rate increases combine to make banks' proposals far lower in amount.